So in the website that we have, the subject2institute.com, have been working diligently to make this as simple as we can for anybody that's interested in this. So the lessons that we have built and are building and adding to this on an ongoing basis, we have two different. We have the basic training, which is my Saturday class. If any of y'all have been to my Saturday class, for the most part, that's going to be the master class lessons, and that's what we go through on Saturday. And then we have the upgrade from that, which is the advanced master class, that we go into even more detail. Now, part of this we cover on a Saturday class, but part of this we do not cover because we don't have time. So if we were to put all this into a training, we'd be looking about 2.5 days of me standing in front of you talking about subject twos. So we're not done yet. We're still building this site. We're still adding to this site. 2 main training areas in here, and then we have the documents, which I continue to update. So, for instance, my subject to addendum, we've done some pretty big updates that was put in by some attorneys that was being asked for on the subject to addendum. We put a clause in there. See if I remember both clauses. We put one clause in there stating that the seller has the right to acquire the property back if the buyer, you as the investor, missed 2 payments in a row. So if we have somebody, and the reason that came up is, one is we had some sellers that really pushed for that. But I had a property that I was involved in that was a subject to that I sold to another investor. The seller called me up and said he hasn't made a payment for 3 months. Well, I called, no answer on his phone. We're in a pretty tight-knit community, so I started reaching out. The gentleman had passed away. He was only in his 40s, and he had passed away, and he had no real succession plan, and his wife didn't know what to do. So I finally reached out. We finally found the wife and told her what property it was, and she found the paperwork. I found where the buyers were still making payments to him. He was not using a servicing company, which is something we really push for all investors to use because it just takes care of things. And she had to come up with 3 months worth of payments, which was fine because she had been paid, and they got that taken care of. We got that contract. She did not want to continue with that, so we got that contract sold to another investor, and that other investor took over that as the subject to wrap that was in place for the original investor. Took him out of the picture. So we've added that clause in there just to make things easier and give a comfort level to the seller. That's been something that's popped up periodically over the years, and we finally got an attorney to do that language for us. We put some language in there, giving some better explanation about the due on sale clause, just to give the seller a little bit more comfort on that, and explaining to put both parties on record that everybody knows about the due on sale clause, and that the seller has no control over that, cannot control what the bank does, and it is always going to be a possibility. Then we added another clause in there, number 11, earnest money deposit instructions upon cancellation during the inspection period, which in Texas, that's the option period. It just puts it on notice to the seller that when earnest money is given to the title company, which is always given to the title company, never given to any other party other than the title company, escrow officer. But if the contract is canceled during the inspection period, that everybody in the transaction understands that earnest money goes back to the buyer, and the seller does not have any rights to the earnest money. So those are the big changes that we had in here. I think I added a little bit to, or had the attorneys add a little bit to the hold harmless and the indemnification agreement, the deed in lieu of foreclosure clause, which is the original seller can take the property back if 2 payments have been missed, and this is in a Word document that can be changed to 1 payment. We have it in there as, so this is what we have on our Subject to Institute, and how we've the different areas that we've added to it. Now we also have the documents package, which comes with either package that is bought, and it has several contracts, addendums, forms, disclosures. Now, if you went to my Saturday Subject to class, you got a thumb drive. About 90% of this stuff is on the thumb drive, but we are adding stuff to it as is being requested, and we have some tools in there, and then we do the podcast with experts. So we just had a podcast that we put in here with April Luce. April bought 2 duplexes out of Tyler with some partners in there, and we put that together. So there's a podcast in there of her. We have other podcasts in the pipe. I'm sorry. And they're going to be Amy Sayer has agreed to do a podcast, a servicer that we're working with, insurance companies, and other people involved, financial people and CPAs. So we'll be adding the podcast in there as we go along. Okay, so we have a couple of different packages here. Now, this package is the masterclass package. So you don't have to renew anything. The only thing we have in there is the documents. It's $9.95 every 3 months, about $3 a month, $3 and change every month. So it's $9.95 for that to go forward. If you want to keep the document, everything else goes forward for life. So you never have to renew it. You go back and review any of the modules that we have in there. There we go. Any of these modules, and each of these chapters have anywhere from 5 to 15 different recordings in there. So you go back and say, now, what did he say about that quick claim deed? Now, how does that work? What did he say? What's the difference between a special warranty deed and a general warranty deed? What did he say about that? What did he say about this type of marketing? What did he say about that type of marketing? Whatever it may be. So that is available. It's good for life. You go through these videos. If you get sidetracked and have to go away, you log back in and you start right back where you left off on the video. So you don't have to go all the way through it. None of the videos are more than 15 minutes. My goal on this is to keep you from having to listen to an hour-long video to try to find that one little piece of information that you need in there. So I've got them broken up into, some of them are as little as 2 or 3 minutes. I think the quick claim deed is 2 minutes and change. Deal. We're going to be talking about how to find sellers, and we're excited to have you on here. Feel free to ask us any questions if you got any questions. And if you need anything from this call, just let me know. If you need anything on the getaway, let me know or Karen know, because we will get you that information. With that said and done, we're going to go ahead and call this call to an end. Thank you for being here tonight. If you got any questions, feel free to reach out to us.